In this Stellaris build, we use the power of the Rogue Servitor civic and leader stacking in conjunction with an early-game Ecumenopolis, achieved through the Remnant's origin, to swiftly cultivate an extraordinarily productive forge world capable of producing over 7,000 alloys. Next, we'll build a ring world with a single segment delivering 8,000 science output, alongside a machine world yielding over 3,000 minerals and another producing more than 3,300 credits. We select machine intelligence to enable the Rogue Servitors, who have the unique trait of gathering biotrophies. These biotrophies are populations that each generate a plus 1% output for complex drones. Although 1% may seem small, it becomes substantial when biotrophies are collected in large numbers on specific world types such as Ecumenopolis or ring worlds, resulting in an output increase of over 100%. To further augment this output via leaders, we aim to have competent leaders from the start. The experience cache allows all leaders to start at level 2, and since all 5 council slots are already occupied in the case of machines, this gives us a considerable advantage and also simplifies the process of finding the right leaders. We adopt the mass-produced trait to expedite pop production and high bandwidth, as it has no impact during the critical early game phase. Moreover, we opt for learning algorithms to secure a substantial plus 25% experience gain for our leaders. A 25% boost in experience is considerable, particularly as we will strive from the start to accumulate as many traits as possible that grant additional leader XP, thus hastening our attainment of the potent veteran traits. We adopt bulky, as it also doesn't pose significant drawbacks, and superconductive, since we require a large amount of energy credits in the early stages of the game. As it's well known, machines have 100% habitability everywhere. To ensure our biotrophies can have at least some population growth everywhere as well, we need the adaptive trait. In addition, we opt for the traditional trait, as our biotrophies will contribute significantly to our unity production. We choose rapid breeders for enhanced population growth. We also pick slow learners, as biotrophies will never become leaders and repugnant, since they won't be generating any amenities. For our leader, we opt for a governor, as they offer more advantageous traits for our strategy in the later stages. As our first trait, we select Eye for Talent for additional leader experience. For our homeworld, we select a planet of the Dry class. This increases the chances of having more energy districts on the guaranteed habitable planets. We're playing on a small galaxy size with 6 AI empires. To reduce late-game lag, I recommend disabling xenocompatibility, wormholes, and abandoned gateways. In this strategy, we first focus on our main world, starting with an early emphasis on alloy production before transitioning to early tech advancements. Meanwhile, we strive to colonize every available planet, targeting at least 3 additional ones. To support our growth, we establish specialized worlds, namely a generator world, a mining world, and a tech world. Our next major goal is a tech rush towards constructing an Ecumenopolis. During this period, we avoid wars to ensure undistracted progress. Once the Ecumenopolis is complete, we switch to a more aggressive approach, waging wars to gather biotrophies. In our preferred technologies, we naturally focus on early access to an Ecumenopolis. To unlock the weather control system, we need 6 T1 engineering technologies. Here, the early removal of blockers on our home planet helps. Each removal grants a random T1 technology, although it doesn't guarantee one from the engineering category. How do we identify T1 technologies? Either by using a mod that indicates this, or by looking at their costs. T2 technologies are visibly more expensive than T1. I'll post a mod compatible with multiplayer and Ironman mode in the description. After researching the weather control system, you'll need 5 more T2 technologies. Make sure to regularly count the number of technologies you've researched. Unless absolutely necessary, avoid researching any T3 technology other than anti-gravity engineering, as it can overly prolong the process. Instead, prioritize technologies that increase research speed. Once you've obtained anti-gravity engineering and have 20,000 minerals, you're ready to construct the Ecumenopolis using the Remnant's origin. Opt for the Ascension perk only if you anticipate building more. Keep an eye out for powered exoskeletons and the subsequent machine template system. These unlock the Synthetic Age Ascension perk, which further enhances our leaders and our pops. Other important technologies are planetary unification, which leads to colonial centralization, and terrestrial sculpting, necessary for climate restoration. a T4 technology that enables machine worlds. Select hydroponics farming and construct hydroponics bays on each of your starbases. This will satisfy the food needs of your bio trophies. Thanks to the experience cache Civic, we can choose an additional trait for all leaders right at the start of the game. Prioritize traits that increase leader experience. If possible, aim to get a governor for your homeworld who reduces blocker costs. While it doesn't have to be immediate, securing one within the first 5 years is crucial. Rapidly clearing these blockers is important as it allows us to bypass T1 technologies. In my last game, I only managed to get such a governor after the initial 5 years, upon the first refresh of the leader pool. Set your diplomatic stance to isolationist for an additional 10% unity. Also, change the production policy to manufacturing focus. Set up automatic trade and buy up to 52 minerals and a few alloys. Sell any surplus consumer goods and food. Have your science ship examine all the habitable planets that are directly visible. Utilize your military fleet to discover additional planets. Start by saving your initial minerals until you can construct your first alloy foundries to boost the alloy production that you'll need for rapid planet colonization. After this, build an additional industrial district and then solely focus on creating research labs. Managing amenities can be quite time-consuming. Fortunately, the AI does a decent job at this. Enable only amenities and deviants and turn off all other auto settings to streamline this process. Choose aptitude as your first tradition. This should be done before your first agenda is completed. This unlocks the leadership conditioning agenda, which grants an additional level to our leader. Aptitude also increases the starting traits of leaders. With some luck, your governor or one from the pool will get the blocker removal trait. As soon as you have accumulated 400 alloys, build a colony ship and settle the closest suitable planet. If possible, start with a planet that has plenty of generator districts. You will need a lot of credits for clearing blockers and buying necessary resources if needed. Also keep an eye out for a planet with many mining districts and designate it as a mining world. Then, you should find another planet, ideally one with a mix of districts, to designate as a tech world. The first 2 buildings on new planets should always be the machine assembly plants and the organic sanctuary. Once the organic sanctuary is complete, resettle a bio trophy from your home planet there to kickstart population growth, happiness, and thus stability, thereby boosting the productivity of the new planet.
Some survey complete.
In terms of traditions, start with aptitude. The second tradition is a matter of preference. I personally chose statecraft to bolster my leaders and agendas. In the end, this choice provides a shortcut to the third civic. Alternatively, you could directly opt for prosperity for increased mineral production and reduced building costs, or select domination for a 33% cost reduction on blocker clearance, which can be very powerful, especially if you haven't found the right leader at the start. Firstly, choose Transcendent Learning in the Ascension perks for a 33% increase in leader experience and an increased leader capacity. Use this increased capacity to equip your planets with additional governors. As a second perk, Executive Vigor is a good choice. If your Edict Fund is insufficient to finance capacity subsidies for more credits and mining subsidies for more minerals, you should consider taking this perk. As a third perk, Synthetic Age should be available by then. Choose it and complete the associated tradition tree. This allows you to further enhance your pops and leaders. If you're planning to go to war to conquer bio trophies after that, nihilistic acquisition to steal pops during the war, and galactic force projection for more fleet capacity and a higher command limit are good additions. For additional Ecumenopolises besides your main world, you need the Arcology Project, and to enhance your mining and generator worlds, you need the machine worlds. Mastery of nature is only crucial if you're targeting high numbers, as it increases the district limit by 2. To construct a 8K tech ring world, you'll require galactic wonders. Please keep in mind that in the end, you can only select 8 perks, so choose wisely. When your leaders level up, initially choose traits that increase leader experience whenever possible. This will speed up your progress to the more interesting veteran traits. Only choose otherwise if the alternative is truly superior. In particular, pay close attention to the following traits. Since our leader is a governor, they share the same traits as the growth node. Pay attention to both the unification focus and the work optimization unit with these two. Both of them appear almost certainly. This way, you gain a flat plus 50% unity bonus from your bio trophies, as well as plus 20% in resources from all jobs. For governors on mining and generator worlds, always opt for the Pioneer Unit Focus. Subsequently, be on the lookout for the Mining Focus, which provides an impressive plus 45% bonus to minerals from jobs, and the Generator Focus, which gives a boost of plus 45% to energy credits. For governors on Tech Worlds and Forge Worlds, always choose the Efficiency Loop Focus. From here, opt for the Cognitive Support Equations for a plus 15% increase in calculator output and the Forge Focus for a strong plus 35% boost to alloys from jobs. For the Cognitive node, there are 3 interesting traits, but you can only maximize 2 of them. Unbeatable is Analytical for 2 additional research alternatives. Overclocked is probably overall a bit better as it enhances all technologies, while Engineering Focus is more beneficial if you want to rush a particular technology, such as battleships or megastructures. Build hydroponics bays and solar panel networks on all starbases. Always maximize the limit, and upgrade to the next level when available. Start removing blockers as soon as you can afford it, ideally within the first 10 years. This is the only way to manage skipping some T1 technologies. However, the technologies you gain from removing blockers are only 95% researched. Don't forget to complete them. As soon as your edict fund is large enough, activate capacity subsidies for additional credits and mining subsidies for more minerals. You will gain access to both subsidies through the T1 Technologies Global Energy Management and Mineral Purification. However, never exceed your fund limit, as it would excessively limit your progress with traditions. If you can afford it financially, additionally activate the machine learning campaign for an extra 25% leader experience. After the initial phase of about 10 years, send your highest level scientist and activate assist research on your home planet. Depending on the level, a significant bonus is possible. In this case, it's already plus 24%. As soon as our borders encounter a neighbor, activate Improve Relations and set the diplomatic stance to Cooperative. This helps us avoid an early war before we're ready. Of course, this won't help against fanatic purifiers or the like. In such cases, full alloy production must be immediately redirected into outposts and ships. Build at least 1, better 2 resource silos, and begin to gradually accumulate a stockpile of minerals up to 20K. Once all blockers are removed and you have researched the anti-gravity engineering technology, you can begin to reconstruct your homeworld into an Ecumenopolis. Once the 3rd civic becomes available, remove the experience cache and add OTA updates and rapid replicator. Both provide more benefits at this point in the game. If your Unity production is lagging, Maintenance Protocol could also be a valuable addition. As soon as you encounter pre-FTL civilizations, set your pre-FTL interference policy to aggressive and conquer them. On the newly acquired planet, and indeed on every planet you conquer, your first construction should be an organic sanctuary. As soon as the Ecumenopolis is completed, you'll suddenly have a lot of room for new biotrophies. Initially, retain the research on the planet until you have sufficient biotrophies. Now, focus solely on building sanctuary arcology districts for additional space for biotrophies and foundry arcology for additional fabricator jobs. Resettle all available biotrophies from other planets to the Ecumenopolis, but always leave one behind so they can continue to grow there. With every additional biotrophy, the productivity of your complex drones increases, which can be clearly observed in the rising values of your tech and alloy production. Since the demand can hardly be met by our own biotrophies, it's time to go to war. After a triumphant victory, we once again resettle all new biotrophies. And thus, the cycle begins. We continue to gather more biotrophies through an increasing number of wars, which in turn enhances our productivity and makes us progressively stronger. Later on, we construct additional Ecumenopolises and eventually a tech ring world. Later, our home planet, which by this point has been converted into a pure forge world, produces an astonishing 7,400 alloys, primarily due to the various buffs from our leaders. A single drone now incredibly generates 42 alloys. Moreover, by increasing the stability a bit more, we could potentially reach an even higher output. The biotrophies alone boost productivity by a staggering 180%. Our ring world achieves a tech output of over 8,000 with an output of 69 per calculator. Here, too, the 120 biotrophies and the leaders, particularly the governor and the scientist who assist in research, make the biggest contribution. In addition, we have a machine world for minerals, which contributes a proud 3,000 minerals. Unfortunately, biotrophies don't contribute here, as only complex drones benefit from them. Each drone produces 50 minerals. Through some leader buffs and a scientist with the geomapper trait who becomes active when he is actively assisting research on the respective planet, we reach a pretty good value. Lastly, we also have a generator world. Of course, its production of around 3,300 energy credits can't compete with the mega trade planet from the last guide, but it's important to remember that this time we're playing as a machine intelligence, where that wouldn't be possible. Each drone contributes a considerable 64 credits. A few final tips. We achieve these kinds of figures also through optimized synthetics. For each type of production, we have a subspecies optimized specifically for it. In this case, one for energy, one for minerals, and a general one. In addition, we should advocate for industrial development in the galactic community. Thank you for watching.